Hello and welcome to the channel. This is Steel City Knives. Right, as you can see from the thumbnail, we're going to be looking at somebody else's collection. This is a guy that I've got to know through the channel. He's always been a brilliant supporter. We've got very similar knife tastes and he's got a phenomenal knife collection. His name is Drew White. He's a true northerner. He's was born and bred in Stannington, which will go... So this is going to be a part 1 and a part 2. So the part 2 is going to be what I did with Roland Brandt. I'll take some pictures. We'll delve a bit more deeper into the individual knife. But this came about really... I was speaking to him on WhatsApp and he was using the video footage function on WhatsApp. Obviously, you only get a snippet on that, don't you? I think there's a time limit. So he was just sending me little snippets whilst we was talking of all just him going through his collection. And that's why we watch YouTube, not fellow, knife channels, because we like seeing what other people are collecting, all these different knives. And I enjoyed these snippets so much. I watched them about three times. Obviously, I was looking for knives to put on the part 2, but I generally enjoyed it. I thought, well, if I'm enjoying these, you guys are going to enjoy it as well. So I thought, let's just put the raw footage bits together. And I'll just talk in between it. So we'll just trickle it. So there's 5 clips. And I'll show you the first one. So the first one, you'll see, but how he keeps his collection, I think I put it on the thumbnail, is in a Sheffield. It's like a tool chest, like an engineer's chest. I don't know, what would you call it? Jill probably put in the comments, but it's a phenomenal place to keep all your knives, and a really good idea. And I know a few people do it, but this is a Sheffield made one, which is even better. So in this first clip, he's going to be looking, he looks at a beer money knife, and we'll go into that in part 2, but it looks like a brilliant whittler. He's got his granddad's knife, which I love, any sort of heirloom sort of knives or anything like that. Just brilliant. Unfortunately, I don't have any. My granddad was a farmer, but he died when my dad was quite young, to be fair. My other granddad, he was in the Navy, but he passed away when I was quite young, so just nothing ever trickled down to me, really. We come from a massive family as well, so I'm sure they would have had knives. But yeah, stuff like that's always dead good to go through. And then he shows his Barlow collection. So, and there's one in particular, a Stannington Barlow, and also I think in this one he's got a Trevor Ablett Ettrick. And if you're from Sheffield or you know anything about Sheffield cutlers, Trevor Ablett is the man. Right, I put this knife here because I thought Drew would approve. This is one I just picked up recently. It's another slimline Barlow from a company that is... it's a vintage piece anyway. But anyway, right, let's show the first clip. Hope you enjoy.
Right, Paul. So here we go. What better place to keep them in than a Sheffield box. So what I've got up here is bone handles. That's the what do you call it? Typical. I'll be no good on YouTube because my brain's gone dead now. Beer money knife. That's one of them. A split bite whittler. This is the other one I've got. That's an absolute stunner. Nice size as well, that one. Look at the stack on that. So yeah, the rest of these are just, you can see what I mean. That one my granddad's. So we've got a few, that's a big old IXL. So these are just standard Barlows, some you'll recognise. They're my IXL ones. I've got another one coming, a really old one that's coming back from Stephen Cocker. He's reblading it there. That's a nice one. That's the Stannington Barlow by Stephen Cocker. I don't know if you've seen one of them. Yeah, so these are they're my Ettricks. That's Trevor Ablett one. That's probably old one, a really old one. That's late 1800s, that one. Ventura. I feel like
Hello, I hope you enjoyed that. I think I said on the first bit, Trevor Ablett unfortunately is passed now, God rest his soul, but I think a lot of people owe a bit to him. I think I don't want to I'm digressing again. I could go into, talk about Michael May and all that bits and pieces, but no, let's get right. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. He's got some phenomenal knives, and he really has. Right, second clip. So this is the second drawdown. Now, he shows a knife. I think it's about halfway through the video. I could not get this knife out of my head. It's an unusual pattern. I think he says it's a Whittler. I messaged him about it because I was looking for all my books. I was trying to find this. I found something very similar that Boker's put in a publication. But we'll go into that a bit more detail in part 2. But I couldn't get it out of my head. I was just like, what is that? What is, I was looking in, several books trying to find it, looking online, but you'll see it anyway. But it's like a Whittler pattern, but yeah, it just looks phenomenal. In this second clip, he talks about what he looks for. He looks for a good snap and a good blade. So I think he means in the vintage sense that it's still got a bit of blade to it. And also he shows an R and Co knife. Now, if anybody has got any details on that, please put it in the comments section. But I think, again, that's the thing with vintage knives and history about knives in general. Trying to find some information on it is really hard and difficult. So, but it's part of the enjoyment of it, I think, personally. But yeah, anyway, right, second clip. Enjoy this, second drawdown.
I must be quicker on these because I didn't realise they run out so quick. That's another nice old Barlow, another Ventura. The 1800s. So that's top draw for. Then we come into other draw. These is more lamb's foots. They're a couple of old military knives. This one I picked up recently, which nobody can really figure out. A nice big sheep's foot. A couple of mates who I speak to about them. I'm sorry if this is mumbling, but anyway, yeah. So they're just kind of like your standards. These are a few of the old, more unusual Sheffield patterns. I mean, that's always got a lot of attention. Nice twin pin blade. I just like collecting patterns that you see every day now, but I like to find original ones. You know what I mean? That's a nice tailor's eyewitness one. All these have got good snap and good blades because that's basically what I went to voting that's not got any good snap or good blade. A few of these are just the little old mother of pearl ones, and a few nice ones though. These are just little fifth pocket knives. That's Abram Brooks Bank. That's another antique one. That's another nice little Warney buffalo scales. Yeah, the rest in there are just little nondescript things. Sorry if this is a bit all over the place, mate. The oldest one I've got in collection is that, which looks like nothing.
Right, I hope you enjoyed that. Did you see what I mean about that shape of the, just absolutely phenomenal. But yeah, we'll go into a bit more detail in that and part 2. Right, third clip. He talks about one of his oldest knives in this, and it's by Francis Newton. And I'll let him decide. Let him talk to you about it. Obviously, Sheffield knives are really hard to date, so it's nice that he managed to find that out about it. And it's only because the company changed names by the sounds of it, but so hard to date Sheffield knives, it really is. He shows an old Joseph Rogers. It looks absolutely brilliant. And he's got the D engraved. Oh, there's a bunny knife as well in this one. So yeah, enjoy. Cheers.
Sorry, back again. Looks like nothing, but that is from 1850. I'll just open it up because it's the most beautiful little sheep's foot. Tiny little nail nick. And that one is Francis Newton, Sheffield. Now, I could date it because he became a master cutler in late 1700s. We started in late 1700s. He got his stamp in 1840, I think it were. And in 1855, he brought his sons in, so it changed to Francis Newton and Sons. So that's probably oldest I've got that's age related, you know, I can definitely say. But that's just a beautiful little, if you put that next to, that's your standard Arthur Wright one. It's just a lovely little lamb's foot. You know, you've got your Michael Mays here, and this is the only one I've got that ain't got a snap, but I absolutely love it, and it's an old Rogers. Nicely stamped on blade there, but there's absolutely no snap to it. But I just can't get rid of it. This is a firm favourite. That's Harrison, not Ashley Harrison. They're beautiful pen blades on that, but a lovely snap. And I was lucky that it's engraved with D, so yeah, that kind of fits. Nice little old bunny knife. I never knew what happened to that, but I kind of like it. Joseph Rogers bunny knife. I've always thought that bunny knives have got a clip blade and a spare blade. This has been slightly...
Okay, we've got one more clip. Sorry if the clips keep getting cut short. How we were doing it, like I say, he was using that function on WhatsApp, so he had a time limit, and they did get cut short a few times from us. But I hope you've enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it, and I'm glad I put it together in this way, because rummaging through anybody's collection is just something I think we all like to, even if it's something you're not interested, even if you're not a big Sheffield fan. I'm not a massive fixed blade guy, but if somebody's like, do you want to see all my fixed blades? I'm like, yeah, I do. And I'll be there for bloody hours looking through it. And I don't know if it's just, it's a knife guy thing, I think, isn't it? But really enjoyed it, Drew. Massive thank you, mate. On this one, he goes through some of his European knives, and he's got some brilliant European, he's got some Jose de Cruz that I just did a video on. He's got a sort of a Laguel, but like an open L version of it, which is brilliant. So he's going to take us through that. But yeah, thanks again, Drew. And he talks about, I've scaled down my collection, I haven't got much. And it's, to me, that was a good, you've got a hell of a good amount of knives there. And, knives, every knife collection is different, isn't it? And some people have quantity, some people have quality, some people have a bit of both. But me personally, I think he's got a brilliant collection. I'll be very proud to have that collection, definitely. But thanks a lot, Drew, and enjoy the last clip.
Back again, mate. The rest of them are just things like that. CL70s. You've got a couple of standards. So yeah, like I said, they're not. There's not a massive amount in collection, pal. Not anymore, anyway. But I just wanted to. I'd scaled it all down because I only want to keep ones I use. You know what I mean? No, these are big. When I first started, I used to be mad on Ben Orford. A few nice puckos. Father's old gat gun. Catapults, squirrels. I've always a thing about George Wolstenholme. I think I've told you this before, because he was born in Stannington, where I were at Barlow started. So I've got a few Wolstenholmes. I used to have more, but a lot of them what I had, they didn't have much snap, so I got rid of them. That's another Wolstenholme. Like I said, 3 there. And these, like I said, these ones are just the standards, but there's a couple of nice old little Warncliffe there. The only GC I've got, and I've very fancied that boy's knife what you've got, but you just can't get them. And that's Mike's Knives one, which I didn't buy that, I traded it for a fixed blade Ben Orford. Yeah, so I mean, like I said, you've got your little case copper edge there. I can't believe the price of them things. I mean, for that little knife there, they want 80-90 quid.
Right, I hope you enjoyed that. I think I just knocked the camera there briefly, but right. So next week, I think it'll be next week, I'll try and put part 2 together. And what I did, I just asked him for ones that I wanted to go maybe over in a bit of more detail over, and we'll just look into them a bit more. So it'll just be a quick video, but I'm absolutely loving this series. I'm getting to know like people out there and their collections as well. So, but yeah, really enjoyed seeing those clips. I hope you did too. I hope you like the idea of this as well. And yeah, just please like and subscribe because it does help the channel. I'm getting near to 500 subscribers now, so I think I'm about 29 off or 28 off. So yeah, if you could subscribe, it really does help the channel. So and I'm sure we'll probably do a giveaway then. Shall we hit 500? But yeah, so please like and subscribe. Leave your comments as always. I really like getting back to you, and I hope you enjoyed that. And thank you, a big thank you to Drew. Obviously, I know we're all busy, so the man was nice enough to share his collection with us, and I really enjoyed it. So I appreciate it, mate. You're a good one. Right, I'll see you on the next one.